Hey everyone, welcome back. We are still playing Dead Rising, and we are still waiting. We're gonna go check in with... That is just rude, man. As is that. We're gonna go check in with Isabella and see if anything has changed, although I suspect it hasn't, and that I will inevitably just go back to the supermarket to grind more levels until something happens. I know I've complained about this a fair bit already. I just, I don't know. I think because I really like this game, I was expecting better, and literally, I mean, it's been, the Marines arrived at 12 o'clock, and it's 7 o'clock, and nothing has happened since then. It's just been 7 hours turned loose in the mall, which, again, you need to move, Frank. I hate that he does that. I hate, for no good reason, he will stop. Really, man, I'm just so sick of you guys. You know, it just turned us loose in the mall, but there's nothing to do. There's no survivors. There's no more safe room. We went to the safe room and there was nothing there, not even bodies or any indication of where all those people went that we saved, which is kind of a big middle finger saying, hey, it's the same dialogue. There's not even anything saying, hey, you did a good job. It's just a flat out, hey, here's the middle finger, because we don't care what you've done up until now. We're just going to take away all your progress and we're going to turn you loose in the mall, except we're not even going to let you explore the mall because we're going to just pack it with zombies and guys that'll shoot you. So every step you take will be absolutely excruciating, and then make you sit there for 7 hours, which 7 hours in real time is like 40 minutes. It's so long that I've been just standing around doing nothing. So we'll go back to the supermarket and we'll continue to grind for levels, although I suspect that as soon as I get there, Isabella will call me and say, hey, come back here because I need to talk to you. So, and this doesn't exactly make for good, you know, entertaining video. Leveled up. More speed, which is great, but at this point I'm too irritated to really care. So leveled again, more life, hooray. Still just fucking wasting my time. Okay. Well, I thought we were having a moment, but alright. So, we have about 3.5 hours, okay, until the helicopter arrives. So, I think I was hoping to get one more level out of this. And then I'm just going to clear it out this time, whether we level or not. And then we're going to head to the helipad. There we did level. Level up. New skill. Completely worthless, the skills in this game. Oh, the neck twist. Good. Now I can kill zombies that are on the ground. How completely useless. Didn't need to do that, but... And, we're going to go check in on Isabella again. And then go to the helipad, because I don't know what the fuck else I'm going to do. This game is really starting to irritate. Like, I'm not even irritated. That's not even fair. I'm no longer irritated. I'm flat out furious that the game, for the last 9 hours, has given me no direction, nothing to do. And again, 9 hours is 45 minutes of my life has been spent doing nothing, and I'm just wildly unhappy about it. Please get off the bike. So we're going to talk to her again, and then we're just going to go to the helipad. But my suspicion is that she's going to call me at like an hour before and I'm going to have to come back and get her and take her to the helipad. Absolutely no different dialogue. Nothing has changed. We're going to save the game in this area, and then we're going to head out to the helipad, because if she calls me and tells me to come back, I'm just going to load the save that's close to her, because I'm not making this trip more than once. I'm in no mood to do this, you know? No story is happening. Nothing engaging is happening. There's literally no objectives. You're just turned loose to do... And I feel like it has a lot to do with them padding out how long it takes to play the game. And I fucking hate it. So, yeah, just shoot me. I don't really give a shit. Thousands of zombies around, but you're gonna target me. Even though they're the more pressing concern. Okay. Get off me, please. I'm ready to be done with this game. I really thought I would enjoy it, because it's been many years since I played this game. But I'm realizing more and more that I prefer the second game, because although this one has more nostalgia, because it was, you know, the first one, and because I did play it a lot, and I've always liked Frank West. Now that I'm playing it as an adult and kind of looking back, I feel like it's just not even good. I feel like the core gameplay loop is passable at best, given the AI limitations and the pathing issues. I think the core concept is great. A third-person zombie apocalypse, you know, in a mall with lots of little items to pick up and use. Cool weaponry. I mean, look, I have a juggling chainsaw for a weapon. That's so friggin' great. We fought an evil clown, you know, like, this game has its moments, but looking at it as a whole, there's just so much wrong with it. The constant grabbing. Look, they instantly, all they do is try to grab you. They don't swing at you, they just lunge. Which, maybe that's how zombies work, you know? Maybe that's your zombie lore. I passed the shortcut by like a mile. You know, maybe that is zombie lore. They lunge a lot. But from a gameplay perspective, you're just constantly being grabbed. Every single enemy tries to grab you, and it's so frustrating. It's so obnoxious and tedious. There's no avoiding it. And I remember playing the third game, and it was like that, where every single zombie tried to grab you, and I thought, oh man, it didn't used to be like this. But now that I'm playing it, yeah, it was always like this, and it's not a good decision. I'm not a fan of Capcom. If you play Resident Evil 6, it is the exact same way. Some of the enemies will, despite you being behind them, will turn 180 degrees and lunge 6 feet across the ground and grab you, and it's so infuriating. You know, and it really turned me off. It is my opinion that Capcom does not make good games, and that's unfortunate. But again, what do you expect? It's not like they've ever had a powerhouse franchise. And Dead Rising, I believe, was an Xbox exclusive, and of course now it's available on Windows 10. You're up here, really? There is a PC version, which I believe was just a pretty direct port. I never played it. I don't think it would run very well on my computer. But, so it was one of these Xbox exclusives, and I'm realizing more and more that Xbox just doesn't have good exclusives. If you look back, historically, what have they had? They've had Halo and they've had Gears of War. Those were the two powerhouse franchises that really, you know, got people to play, you know, the Xbox 360. Unfortunately, Halo has just gone so downhill. I stopped playing after Halo Reach, and you could make a good argument for saying I should have stopped earlier than that. The games just aren't that good anymore. I heard Guardians was pretty good, but I didn't have internet at the time, so I never played it. And then Gears, I mean, Gears 1, 2, and 3 are pretty solid games. Very unique, very original concepts. A little grungy, which has always appealed to me. But like, if you play Gears Judgment, it was bad. They were obviously trying to make it more casual. They were, it didn't follow the main characters. It followed mostly the side characters like Baird, and I think they even introduced a couple new ones. And then you have Gears 4, which in my opinion is one of the worst games I've played on the Xbox One. They took everything great about Gears 3 and then ruined it. They changed the generation of protagonists. They revamped the locusts. Even though they were exactly the same, they decided that these kids who were raised growing up on stories learning about the locust all of a sudden would be like, oh my god, what is that? Well, it's clearly a wretch. You've heard stories about them for literally your entire lives. How would you, just because it looks slightly different, you're going to be like, oh, we need to name it because it's a totally new creature we've never heard of. So Gears 4 was a flop. Crackdown 3 just released, which was a Xbox only franchise, is an Xbox only franchise, and that's what I was going to play to launch my channel, was Crackdown 3, and then I picked it up on Game Pass and played about 5 minutes of it and thought, this is going to be one of the worst games of the year. This is terrible. The controls were weak. The over the top BS action was just, and I love Terry Crews. Terry Crews is in the opening cutscene, but like, it just was bad, and I knew immediately that it was bad and that I didn't want to play it. Which is a shame, because the original Crackdown and the sequel, Crackdown 2, which, improved in a lot of ways but kept the core gameplay the same, was pretty well received. People, it was a little repetitive, don't get me wrong. It was a lot of grinding and collecting orbs, but for some people, it scratches that part of the brain that, you really want to collect things. Oh my god, we still have 2 hours to kill. So yeah, Crackdown 3 was a pretty big letdown. The Xbox as a whole is not, just not very good. The PS4 definitely won the console wars, or whatever you want to call it. And I picked up an Xbox One because I'm an Xbox gamer, and I am pretty loyal. And so I never did pick up a PlayStation, but I think it's pretty clear that, PlayStation is getting these mega hits, and Xbox is getting really just trash. Dead Rising, the franchise, has just become worse and worse as the games, 3 and 4 are just... 3 is tolerable. If you play 3, you can kind of get in it, and once you wrap your head around the changes and the constant grabbing, and you learn a little, better of maneuverability, it becomes easier. But it's just not fun to me. And then 4, I picked up Dead Rising 4 because it was on sale for nothing, because it's a garbage game. And I played about like 20 minutes of it and just hated it. I hated, they try so hard to be funny, to make Frank a funny guy, but all of the jokes are terrible, and the gameplay, the mechanics are just not good, and I did not enjoy the 3rd and 4th game. So probably after we finish this game, I'm going to swap to Dead Rising 2, which, like I said, I think is a much stronger game than this one, just because it takes this core concept of the mall and escorting survivors and whatever, and adds the benefit of better coding, better pathing. Combo weapons were a really neat concept that I think were received really well. Better, I mean, I don't think the graphics are super better, but they are better. It improves a little bit of gameplay ability. So I do think that's probably going to be our next, because I really want to play a zombie game like Dead Rising, And it's a shame that Dead Rising isn't scratching that itch for me. You know, it's rubbing me the wrong way. It's going to be 1 full hour from midnight until 12 noon where I've had no direction, no gameplay input, no cutscenes, no dialogue, just hanging out. And I think that as a game creator, you really should never just leave your player alone for a full hour with nothing to do. I think that's like, what do you call that? A terrible decision. So, and they took away all my survivors. I saved like 25 people, and they're just gone, and I lost all of them, and it makes me angry. So, I guess I'm just gonna sit on the heliport for the next like 7 minutes. So here's the other glaring issue, right? So Frank is expecting this guy to, in a regular helicopter, somehow make it past all of the military. They presumably have some anti-air things in place to prevent, you know, journalists and other, you know, like news choppers from showing up. So presumably they have, you know, procedures in place to deal with that. And he's expecting like a commercial helicopter pilot to make it here safely and pick him up. Even though we've already seen an attack helicopter, which for some reason isn't bothering me despite being extremely visible on a helipad. So there's one issue, and the other issue is we straight up abandoned Isabella. We left her in her little hidey hole. We know there's a helicopter coming. We expect to get off of this mall, out of the mall, and yet we've left the one woman we know is still alive. Why would you do? Why wouldn't you bring her with you? It just doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. So hopefully the helicopter will arrive in a minute or so. I just want to be done. I just want to be done with the military. I want to be done with this friggin' game. Hey, we got an achievement for surviving 3 days. Not very impressive.
Oh man, this ain't looking good. It don't matter how bad he wanted his scoop. When you're dead, you're dead.
I mean, I'm literally just standing there. Oh, well, good. Oh, I probably should have read that out loud. I was not paying attention. Well, look, we got some results. We got ending C. How did we get? Why? We did everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 16, 18, 19, 21, 24. We saved 24 people, but they were all murdered, so we unlocked Special Forces boots. Are you kidding me? We didn't even get the true ending. What did I do wrong? Hold on. We're gonna look on the internet here. What did I do wrong? Solve all cases. Talk to Isabella at 10 a.m. and be at the helipad. Are you Okay, well, we're gonna load up the game. What a crock. I talked to her multiple times. We have to talk to her at 10 a.m. That pisses me off. But at this point, the game obviously doesn't care how I feel, so it's really not a big deal. Well, I tried. I did try. You saw me come back here and talk to her on like 5 different occasions. So I guess we'll wait for 10 o'clock and then talk to her. Well, we're coming up on 10. So we're going to talk to Isabella. And then I guess we're going to go to the helipad and wait some more. I don't even know. These episodes at this point are getting out of control with the amount of stuff that's getting cut out of them. I tried so hard to do this. I talked to you so many times when I didn't have to. And of course you circle her belly button, because why wouldn't you? Oh, good. You know, it's funny, I was moving through the mall before, it didn't look this clear. He's got scars, so you know he's tough. So even though I was moving through the mall at this time before, it was not clear, but apparently it is now. Are you coming or not? It's almost time, don't worry about me, save yourself. So then why did I waste all this time coming back here? If that had literally had no bearing on the plot, so why would it give you a different ending? It changed literally nothing. So the mall is empty now. Oh, big whoop. This would have still happened if I had not talked to Isabella. So why does it hinge on what kind of ending you get? So we saved the game back in the security room. Gonna go up to the helipad, and if God is merciful, it will instantly give me a cutscene, because I really don't feel like standing. Nope. So I gotta stand here for about 8 minutes. So I guess I'm gonna cut some more out of the episode. Well, we should get a different cutscene now. I've been just standing around this entire episode. You know, it doesn't make sense that me talking to Isabella has any effect on whether this guy gets mauled by a zombie.
That son of a bitch made it. That must mean he got his scoop.
Also
I can't wait to get my share of the take.
Also in the last cutscene, he was not thrilled with me getting my scoop and was not going to come pick me up. So I'm not sure why talking to Isabella had any impact on that whatsoever.
All right. You just hang tight, buddy. I'm on my way.
So where are the Stinger missiles? Huh?
Hey! 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 I'm over here!
I see you, buddy. I see you. Yeah.
Oh, what a lovely reunion.
Yeah. Yeah, you did it. You did it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't care about those at all. Somehow got less PP, I think. Oh no, maybe I'm looking at the total. Overtime mode has been unlocked. Well, I don't want to play that. And I don't want to watch this cutscene. I wanted to be taken to the menu so that I could quit and never think about this again.
Frank!
Good job.
Frank! What's the matter with you? Frank!
I mean, I'm still alive, right? Like, why am I... I mean, I've seen some things at this point. Is that really enough to send me into shock?
You're awake. Oh, thank God. It wasn't easy getting you back here by myself, you know.
Yeah, seems impossible even.
You collapsed on the roof.
I collapsed? No, Wait. Does that mean...
It's probably because we got bit 200 times in this playthrough. Also, Jesse turned in like 5 minutes, so why am I...
You must have gotten yourself infected somehow.
Yeah, I wonder how. It is a little funny.
The time between infection and zombification differs greatly from person to person. You're lucky, Frank.
I feel lucky.
You seem to have a very high level of resistance.
So, So what you're saying is that I get to spend longer waiting for the inevitable. Is that it?
I don't know if I can wait anymore. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You know, I'm not sure lucky is the word I'd use. The helicopter crashed. No one's coming to help us now. It's over for us. No matter what we do.
What if there was some way to impede the infection?
Then I'm sure we would have done that by now in the story.
If we could extract and administer a large dose of hormones from the corpus allatum of an adult queen, it would potentially hinder the growth of the larva in your blood, retarding the zombification process.
Hang on a sec. I don't understand a word you just said. What are we supposed to do?
I'll need certain supplies to get this to work. And queens. As many as you can get your hands on.
All right. Sounds like a plan. She'll be sitting around here waiting to die.
Is it really better? I mean, Oh, good. So I was out for 8 hours, which you would think means I'd be a zombie by now. Well, I don't want to play anymore, so I'm going to turn this off. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.